Today's reading in Mark chapter 10, verses 46 to 52, tells us of Bartimaeus, the blind man who was calling for Christ, seeking to be healed. A few things stood out to me in this reading. This man was calling out for Jesus' mercy, and when others tried to silence him, he stayed persistent. We don't know for how long he had been blind for. Could have been his whole life, where he may not have been able to see the joy of sunlight or nature around him. But there was a part of him that had hope when he heard Jesus was near. A man who didn't have sight had complete faith that he could be healed. Faith so strong, and courage to ask for what he dreamed of the most. How many of us need to see something to believe it? How many of us are afraid to ask for what we hope for? How many of us give up in our faith life when something happens to discourage us? And the last thing that pulled to me from this reading was the response of Bartimaeus. After he received his vision, he continued on to follow Jesus along his way. His life was touched by Christ, and though he could have chosen not to follow, or now take what he received and do as he wished with his life, he was transformed by Christ and chose to follow him. I pray that this Lenten season, each of you will experience these miracles. Be persistent in prayer, for your eyes to be open to the transforming power of Christ's love, and that you not only hear God's voice, but you have the courage to follow him like never before.